Hello, wonderful learners, and a huge welcome back to English Boost Studio. This is the place where we make learning English feel easy, fun, and absolutely achievable for everyone. I'm your host, Emily. Today, I'm really excited to share something super important with you. It's called the chunking method. Now, chunking is a beautifully simple yet incredibly powerful way to learn English. If you dream of speaking English fluently, naturally, and even thinking in English, then chunking is absolutely going to help you get there. In this episode, I'm going to walk you through exactly what the chunking method is and how you can use it in your everyday practice to start sounding more fluent and natural. As always, I'll be speaking slowly and clearly so we can learn together, step by step. So get comfortable and let's jump right in. All right, let's start with the basics. What is chunking? Well, think about it this way. When you speak English, you don't actually need to build every single sentence word by word. Trying to do that is slow, it's difficult, and it takes way too much mental energy. When you're thinking like that, it's easy to get stuck, feel nervous, or even forget the words you want to say. But guess what? There's a much better way. You can use chunks. That's right, chunks. So, what are chunks? Chunks are groups of words that naturally go together. They're small, handy phrases that we use exactly as they are. We don't change them or build them from scratch. Think of chunks like Lego blocks. Each chunk is its own little block, and when you speak, you're simply putting those blocks together. Makes sense, right? Let me give you some examples. You probably already know a bunch of them, like, how's it going? I don't think so. Let me think. Long time no see. Have a nice day. No worries. It depends. These are all perfect examples of chunks. We don't stop to analyze the grammar. We don't slowly say, how is it going? No way. We say, how's it going? As one smooth, natural unit. And that's exactly why chunks are so powerful. When you learn a chunk, you're learning a complete idea, not just isolated words. You learn when to use it, how it feels, and it helps you sound natural and confident right away. Now, let's try a little practice together. You can repeat after me, nice and slowly, okay? Here we go. How's it going? Great. I don't think so. Perfect. Let me think. Awesome. Can you feel that? We're not just learning random words, we're learning chunks of meaning, little blocks of real, living English. This is the heart of the chunking method. And believe me, when you know even 20, 30, or 50 of these chunks, you can already have wonderful conversations without constantly translating or overthinking every little thing. So now that you understand what chunking is, let's talk about why it helps you so much, especially if you want to speak more fluently. When you try to speak word by word, your brain is working overtime. You're thinking about every single word, remembering vocabulary, deciding on grammar, and figuring out sentence structure. It's a lot. And often it makes you pause, get stuck, or lose confidence. But imagine this. Imagine if you could use a whole phrase or even a whole sentence without overthinking it. You just say it naturally, smoothly, and correctly. That's exactly what chunking gives you. When you learn chunks, you start thinking in phrases and complete ideas. And that's exactly how native speakers talk. They aren't building every sentence from zero. They're using ready-made expressions, patterns, and blocks that are already stored in their minds. And when you speak like that, you sound more natural, You speak faster and you feel way more confident because your brain isn't struggling anymore. Instead, it's doing less thinking and more communicating. Let me say that again because it's so important. With chunks, your brain does less thinking and more communicating. That's the goal, to speak from feeling, not from fear, to speak in patterns, not in little broken pieces. Here's another reason chunking helps. When you listen to English around you, in podcasts, movies, conversations, you'll start to notice the same phrases popping up again and again. Phrases like, I'm not sure, let me check, or it's up to you. You'll begin to recognize these chunks, and soon they'll become part of your own English. You won't even need to memorize them deliberately. You'll just absorb them naturally because you've heard them so many times. And the more you use them, the more fluent you become. That's why chunking isn't just a method, it's a mindset. It's a way of stepping away from translating and moving towards speaking freely. You don't need to master 1,000 grammar rules, you just need to know what to say and say it in chunks. All right, let's go a little deeper. I want to give you some more real-life examples of chunks. Remember, these aren't just random words or strict rules, they're natural pieces of English that people use every single day. Let's look at a few one by one. First, I'm on my way. This simply means I'm coming. I'm headed to the place now. You wouldn't slowly construct, now I go to the place where you are. That's too much work. Instead, you just say the chunk, I'm on my way. You learn it and you use it in the right situation. Easy, natural, and fast. Next, let's keep in touch. We use this when we want to stay connected with someone, maybe after meeting someone new or finishing a project together. It's a perfect, friendly goodbye chunk. You don't stop to think about the grammar, you just say the phrase as it is. Here's another really common one. That's not the point. This means that's not the important part. Maybe during a discussion, someone misunderstands, you can use this chunk to gently guide the conversation back on track. And one more really common one. That makes sense. We say this when something is logical or easy to understand. It's used all the time in everyday chats. Did you notice something about all of these? Each one is a complete, clear message. You don't build them word by word, you just say them naturally. And that's the beauty of chunks. They save you time, make your English sound authentic, and help you speak the way people actually speak. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, Emily, but how do I actually learn chunks? That's an excellent question. Let me walk you through it, step by step. Learning chunks isn't hard, but it does require a slight shift in how you think about language. Instead of focusing on individual words, you focus on whole expressions. Step 1. Listen carefully, really carefully. Pay close attention to how people speak English in movies, podcasts, or real conversations. Notice which phrases come up again and again. You don't need to create these phrases, just tune your ear to catch them. Step 2. Write them down. Don't just rely on your memory. Grab your phone or a notebook and jot the chunk down. But don't just write the words, note where you heard it, how it was used, and maybe even the feeling behind it. Was it happy, surprised, friendly? This helps you remember not just the meaning, but the moment to use it. Step 3. Say it out loud. This is so important. Don't just read chunks silently, speak them out loud, even if you're alone. When you say them out loud, your mouth gets used to the rhythm. Your brain connects the sound with the meaning and emotion, and soon the chunk starts to come out automatically, without effort or translation. Step 4. Review your chunks often. Think of chunks like little plants. They need watering. Every few days, open your notebook, look at your chunks, say them again, and try using them in new sentences. Even just 5 minutes a day makes a huge difference. So here's my suggestion. Every day, try to pick up just 2 or 3 new phrases, not 10 or 20, just 2 or 3. That's totally enough. You might find them while watching a show, listening to a podcast like this one, or in a conversation. When you hear something that sounds natural, short, and useful, write it down. Things like, let me know, I'm on it, or I'm not in the mood. Keep it small and real. Okay, my friends, today we explored chunking together. What it is, how it works, and why it's such a game changer. Remember, English becomes so much easier when you speak in chunks, not word by word, but phrase by phrase. Just a few chunks each day can truly transform how you communicate. Remember, learning a language is a journey. It's not about being perfect, it's about communicating, connecting, and sharing your stories. If you enjoyed this lesson and found it helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up. It helps the channel so much. And subscribe to the English Boost Studio if you haven't already. We make new lessons every day to help you feel more confident in English. Thank you so much for watching and practicing with me. You are doing an amazing job. Keep going. Until next time, bye for now.